What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, once again, we are back with career mode, and yeah, as you can see there, 81 points is the difference back to Lewis Hamilton in second in the driver's standings. Basically, the goal of today, and the goal of the championship really, is just to score 6 more points than Lewis Hamilton, and we will have the championship today. That's the equation. So, if we can get the win, then it doesn't matter where Lewis finishes, we will have the championship. Second place would be fairly solid as well. Lewis would need to finish in 5th or higher to keep the championship alive. So, no, I don't think 5th would work either. We have to be 4th. Either way, we're here for the USA Grand Prix here in Kota. A bit of a wishy-washy track for me in the past. It's always been pace issues surrounding this track, and once again, it looks like that might be the case here in season number 4. We decided in qualifying 2 to use the soft compound tyres and do the one-stop, but Lewis Hamilton did the exact same thing. So here we are in qualifying 3. I can't even keep up with my own editing that I've put together for this race. We're already in Q3 and I'm still talking about the introductions and the championship and all that jazz, but yeah, here we are, end of the qualifying 3 session, going for a absolute blast to hopefully get ourselves up the order, because at the moment we're only sitting in P5 and the checkered flag has dropped now. However, we are 3.5 tenths up and really attacking the first sector of the lap. This is where we make up most of our time. Most of it is actually lost in the middle sector. I was constantly chasing pace around this part of the circuit. I think we lose a bit of time on the exit of that corner right there, even though it looks like we're pretty solid there. But yeah, small mistake into the left-hander as we head into the 3rd sector. This is all very tough on the rear tyres, just trying to find the absolute limit of grip and trying to get on the power nice and early, locking up in the front left tyre. We're really battling to improve on our time here. We've lost a little bit through that middle sector, but we've regained as we come into the 3rd sector now. 2.5 tenths up as we go through the penultimate corner. Very nice run through there, very easy to cut or extend. Final corner, 2nd gear, get the nose in, power out, and that is going to be an improvement of near enough to 4 tenths. Where does it put us?
Disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
Only 5th place. 3.5 tenths, and no improvement was seen there. Quite a big margin from 5th to 1st place. You know, everyone from 6 down is fairly close, but top 5 is pretty much in a league of their own. And Lewis Hamilton gets pole position with a 1:33.3. Where has that pace come from? 8 tenths quicker than us. That is unbelievable. I was chasing Lewis all weekend in terms of pace, in terms of setup, trying so many different things, and in the end, this was the best that we could muster. To be honest, this is the closest we've looked all weekend to Lewis, which is really, really frustrating. Don't know why, but hopefully in the race we're a bit quicker.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015.
Okay, you can brake late into 1 because of the incline. It's a slow corner though, so make sure you stay out of trouble. Good luck.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Here we are for the USA Grand Prix. Because we started on the softs, we can do the one-stop today, and Lewis Hamilton is also doing the same thing as well. So effectively, this is only going to be a 2-horse race for the USA Grand Prix. We are starting in P5. You know, we're fairly close to Lewis Hamilton in the grand scheme of things. Only got 3 cars between myself and my teammate. So with a good start, I think we can pretty much be right on the back of Lewis's gearbox, permitting that we have the pace in the laps following to make something of that start. But here we go, ready for the start of the US Grand Prix. We do have a strategy advantage up our sleeve, but do we have the pace? That is the question. Away we go for the US Grand Prix, and that was a nice start considering we were on the harder compound. Into turn 1, we've worked our way into 2nd place already. The AI just going so slowly through turn 1. One of the Ferraris is gone as they got taken by a Red Bull.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
So through turn 1 there, I saw, I think it was Raikkonen getting tangled up with what I assume was Daniel Ricciardo. Those guys were kind of off the track there at the exit of turn 1. We'll see a replay of the start here. Lewis off the front row of the grid. One of the other Ferraris beside me got an absolute shocker. Was that... I don't know. I can't tell which Ferrari is which. It's very hard to tell in my very narrow preview window. Yes, there was a Red Bull that got tangled up with a Ferrari, but that actually wasn't the incident that triggered the safety car here in the first lap. It was one of the Renaults of Jolyon Palmer. He gets taken out by a Toro Rosso, which completely veers across the track on him. We'll get an onboard of the Toro Rosso and see what happened to him. Was there another party involved? He kind of got caught up behind a McLaren Honda, but there was a touch from behind, possibly from Grosjean, which sent him into the path of the Renault, and then in the barriers, lost his left front end plate there. And by him disappearing, I'm guessing that's him retiring from the Grand Prix. So, end of the first lap here, we fake a little move into the pit lane. You know, I don't know why I did that, to be honest. The AI are not going to respond to that, but it seems like the guy on the Super Softs of Ricardo are responding as well. So, those guys getting those tyres off ASAP. They would have only lasted 4 or 5 laps at maximum. So, those guys who qualified on the softer compound are probably going to get away with one less stop under green flag racing. The only thing they'll really give up is track position at this stage. But on single player, when you give up track position, it doesn't really harm you too much so long as you've got a quick car. But lap 4, safety car is still out. It's actually coming in at the end of this lap as I say that now. But we've got an interesting order lined up behind us. Alonso, there's a Ferrari, there's a Manor, a couple of Renaults possibly. But all the other championship contenders in the quick cars are in the midfield. So it's down to us, both the Mercedes, to etch out a lead as soon as possible. Because those guys behind are going to have fresher tyres for the majority of this race now. And it's going to be down to us to defend this lead. Away we go, green flag running. And into turn 1, we've got a really nice toe on Lewis Hamilton. And we just take that advantage into turn 1 and take the lead. He actually got hung out to dry at turn 1. I'm not entirely sure. I did leave him a lot of space. But I think Lewis was being just a little bit too gentlemanly in that maneuver. And he actually allowed Alonso to get alongside him on the exit of turn 1. You'll see on his own onboard, just opens the steering up way too much and just lost so much time. It was outrageous. But we have the lead now. Believe it or not, after that abysmal qualifying performance, 8/10 slower over 1 lap versus Lewis Hamilton, we have the lead. We're setting purple laps at the moment, so we look quick in race conditions under heavy fuel. But how long can we keep Lewis Hamilton behind us is the question. He undoubtedly has the pace over us. Once he sorts his life out, he will start closing us in, which is what he's doing at the moment now as he turns the wick up and gets into the flow of things. He's now setting those purple sectors and starting to put me under pressure now, as you can see here on lap 8. Felipe Nasr is out of the Grand Prix. Could that trigger a safety car? It would really save the day for me personally, because Lewis is all over my gearbox. But no, he's going to get DRS on this lap. Rich revs, and this is going to be a really good comparison between the two of us to see what the straight line speed is like across the two cars with two very different setups. But on that occasion, Lewis was absolutely nowhere near us.
Caution, the virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
So virtual safety car is out. There's basically nothing separating myself and Lewis. But going back to the point earlier, I don't think Lewis was running in rich revs, whereas I was, and he was still staying with me. So we'll need to watch out for Lewis later on in the Grand Prix once he decides to turn the engine mix up. But look at him right now. He's really maintaining a very narrow margin between the two of us. My delta is green by about 5 or 6 tenths, and Lewis is really giving me the hurry up here as we go back on the green flag racing there. We get the jump on him. He was caught napping, and we get the gap out to about a second after the virtual safety car has ended. So I've just got to take whatever advantage I can, because we just don't have the pace over Lewis. He's been remarkably quick so far this weekend. We've just got to take every opportunity that we get in this Grand Prix. Lewis pits on the previous lap, and we're going to respond on the very next lap to try and do the overcut. But actually, looking at Lewis on the start-finish straight there on the minimap, he's actually rejoined in heavy traffic. Now, a lot of those people in the midfield, like the Daniel Ricciardos, all the Ferraris, and then there's the guys who qualified beyond the top 10 they're all on harder compound tyres and are going to be running the long game. So I thought, no, let's wait, play it out, see what happens, because Lewis is going to rejoin in heavy traffic like you can see right now, and this is really going to play into my favour. So I'm deciding to stick it out for the moment, just try and lap as cleanly as I can in clean air. And Lewis, as you can see here, getting held up by Manners, Force Indias, Renaults, even a Ferrari stuck in there as well. So we'll just keep plugging along, and then we'll pit once it looks like things are going to clear up for Lewis. And we'll have a tactical advantage later on because of fresh tyres. And we should have a lead of maybe a few seconds if the traffic is slow enough. But we're just playing it on a lap-by-lap basis. Every single time just asking the engineer what lap times Lewis is doing. And now it looks like the train that Lewis was in, it looks like he's cleared that. And now there's only the Manor to dispose of. The only other cars in front of him were the Ferrari and the Red Bull. So as soon as those guys clear that Manor, they're going to be lapping quite quickly. And so I recognized that, and I thought, yep, let's come into the pits in this lap. Because after this one, I think the traffic is really going to open up for Lewis, and then he can really start to shine. So responding now onto the medium tyres. We've done half the race on the soft compound tyres, and it's been a really good stint to still be leading with the pace deficit that we have over our teammate. We now have a strategy advantage, tyre advantage. And now, look at that, we timed it absolutely perfectly because the Manor and the Red Bull decided to pit just seconds after I made my pit stop. And we should hopefully rejoin in front of Lewis. We might even rejoin in front of Vettel. Such is the margin that we have back to those guys. Now, I don't know what's going on with Vettel. He might have stopped under VSC or the full caution safety car. But he might have to stop again. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a fight between myself and Lewis, and we definitely have the advantage at the moment. Hopefully, the mediums can suit my driving style a little bit better, but Vettel has the pace over us at the moment. Lewis going clean around the outside. Now he's chucked it up into Rich and is taking this race a little bit more seriously. There's contact between Hamilton and Vettel, and Sebastian has gone to the escape road. Wow. Contact between Hamilton and Vettel. Who would have thought? As you can see on the replay, Hamilton tries to defend his line around the outside, but I think he was just unsighted and turned across Vettel there. We'll have to see with Vettel's on board. Lewis locks up, and Vettel, to be fair, came over into Lewis's line, took up too much track, and I think that's what instigated the contact there. So, racing incident, and we will continue on. This now leaves both of us to fight it out for the lead here. No distractions, and now, even with old tyres, Lewis looks incredibly quick. It seems no matter what this race throws at Lewis Hamilton, he is responding with just car pace. You can throw the undercut, you can throw traffic, you can have fresher tyres than your teammate, but it's still not enough to keep my teammate behind. And not Daniel Ricciardo, thank goodness for that. Ricciardo is going purple, Kvyat is out of the Grand Prix. What a turn of events for two former teammates, and now this is two other teammates going side by side on the back straight. This is Lewis now in the slipstream. He has DRS as well. Is he going to go for the move up the inside? Again, in top speed, top gear, just doesn't have the pace. Is he just holding back just that fraction? I feel like he is, in all honesty, because there are other sections of the track where Lewis is absolutely beastly in a straight line. Like the start-finish straight, he's got super momentum coming off the final corner. But it just bewilders me as to how he's so slow on the back straight, for example, because that's going to be his best chance. But here we go again. Oh, nice voice crack, Ben. Don't worry about that. We're going side by side with Lewis into turn one. Again, that's the momentum that he carries into turn one. There's contact between the two teammates, and we manage to survive. That was a close call. Toto will be breaking in a sweat right now. That was very close between the two of us, but hopefully we can keep it clean for the majority of this race. We are championship rivals fighting for the ultimate victory of this US Grand Prix, but yeah, Lewis needs this one in the bag to stay alive in the championship. That's why he's fighting so hard. Lap 19, Lewis goes around the outside, down the back straight, and we should carry the inside line, but no, Lewis, no. He takes the lead once again, and Lewis Hamilton, you are making me really work hard for this one today. Side by side through the third sector, Lewis trying to hang around the outside, a much more flowing run, but no, it doesn't really avail to anything, and we hold on to the lead for the moment. 8 laps to go in this US Grand Prix, and things are getting very spicy between the two teammates fighting it out for the top step of the podium. Again, you can just see how much the car is washing away with understeer. That corner again through the middle sector just absolutely kills my momentum, and Lewis is all over the back of me again as we head on to this back straight. Again, we've missed that left-hander. I promise I'm not scripting this. I'm genuinely struggling for front grip at this stage. The tyres are starting to go off, and Lewis is doing his best to actually put me off or put me in the barriers. Can't really tell the difference as he's really trying to swipe me down the back straight there. That's really weird behavior. The AI gets stuck in a rut there where they're just stuck and they try and unglue themselves. It's really weird. But 7 laps to go, and we've weathered the storm so far from Lewis Hamilton. We just got to hold on for 7 more laps. Heavy lock up into turn 1. Lewis goes to the inside, and there's contact. Major contact between the teammates. Wongs everywhere, and that is a nasty situation there at Mercedes.
Unbelievable.
Toto Wolff says the words that we're all thinking right now. Contact between the two teammates after an entire race of squabbling, and it all comes down to this. Lewis tags my rear end, my left rear tyre, and sails off into the distance with the race victory, providing he has no penalty. We're going to have to wait and see after the race though, but look at that. I can't believe it. 2 championship contenders coming together. I think, in my personal opinion, Lewis did what Seb did a few laps ago and has just ventured over into my line too much, and the contact was made there. So, yeah, I'm just getting confirmation from the engineer as to whether there's going to be a penalty for Lewis. He didn't say, so we've just got to race on and try and defend the position that we have at the moment, which is P2. Make that P3 as Ricciardo goes for a dive in the middle sector, and that was actually quite an impressive move. We had to basically run ourselves off the road there to make sure the contact was not made. Counter-attack from us up the inside of Ricciardo. We squeeze him out, and we take that position back. So 5 laps to go. Yeah, I really don't know. I'm just really struggling for pace. Understeer central. The grip isn't that great either. And Ricciardo gets a much better run out of turn 1. And we're going to try and hold around the outside. We've locked up the inside front. Alonso is alongside and makes contact as well, but we both survive. So it's P3 at the moment. 4 laps to go in this US Grand Prix. And yeah, the pace has just gone absolutely nowhere. It doesn't help that we had the incident with Lewis. I think it's really knocked around my rhythm and flow in the Grand Prix. But that was the race. Lewis is going to come across the line and win the US Grand Prix on track. Still a penalty looming over his head as to whether anything will be done about that incident. But he takes the victory. He was the fastest man all day. And yeah, it's going to be quite heated in the debrief after this one. But through the final corner, we managed to weather the storm from Fernando Alonso to take home 3rd place and another solid points haul towards the championship.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. The Constructors' title may already be decided, but with that result, Mercedes secure the Constructors' title. They've been truly outstanding since the very first round of what's been a thrilling championship.
Well, there we go. That has been the US Grand Prix. A shock revelation for me. We won the Constructors' standings after the controversy went down. So me and Lewis are going to have to go pose for some photos, hold up the Constructors' trophy after what has transpired in that Grand Prix. In the end, he gets the win. I'm almost half shocked about that, but yeah, there he goes. I mean, in the end, he was probably going to get the result anyway, so I'm not too disheartened about it. We're still leading the championship by an absolute mile. I think the only thing that really cost me today was 2nd place. I think we would have had enough in the locker over Daniel Ricciardo had that incident not happened. But yeah, in the end, it's not going to affect the championship too much. 71 points to Lewis Hamilton. And with 3 races to go now, we only need to score 4 points. In the next race, no matter what Lewis does, we just need to score 4 points or finish in 8th place or better. And that's the championship done. So with that, I'm going to leave it to you guys. Should we start from the back in the next episode and claw our way into the points and win the championship that way? Should I do a live com as well to spice it up? That's what I'm thinking for the next episode, even though the championship is pretty much decided at this point. I think for Brazil, we're going to be doing a 100% race and possibly starting at the back there, and then in Abu Dhabi, who knows? I'll leave that one up for debate. It's going to be the last episode of F1 2016 career mode. So there we go. Won the Constructors. That was the ultimate aim of this season. We've done everything now. We've won the championship with Manor. Won the Constructors now with Mercedes. What else is there left to do? Have some fun. That's what we're going to do with the remaining episodes of this career mode season. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been such a journey. 82 episodes, or 81 episodes this one is going to be, and it spanned for almost a year, and the views, the support, the comments, everything has just been so amazing in this career mode. I can only say thank you guys so much for that. F1 2017, it's coming very soon, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever, and I can't wait to get started with that career mode series. So not too long now, a couple of months, and we will be there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next episode, guys, I'll see you next time.